What's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. Back with another one. So we're gonna build on this one right here. We got the new WBO rankings just came out. You know what I'm saying? Fresh off of the Shakur Stevenson victory last night over Jamel Herring. So we're gonna break that down like we always do. Go down all the divisions. Just chop it up. See what type of fights that may be on the horizon and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna definitely get into it. Do a little screen share. My man JC, what's good, bro? Salute. What's good, bro? Salute to you. So, got a little screen share popping off. About to get into it. Damn, there it is. So, of course, we're gonna start with the heavyweight division. Um, we know we got Usyk as the unified champion. He just defeated Anthony Joshua. That was like what last month, the end of last month. So they refreshed that. Joe Joyce is number one. He's the mandatory. But what's good? LeVar Cooper, salute, bro. Salute. Everything's good, man. How you doing? Um, so Joe Joyce is the mandatory, but that fight not due until probably like another year. So he'll probably take some more fights in between that. Joe Parker is fighting Shazora. That's December 18th. They're gonna run that back. And Ruiz in there. So they put AJ at number four. So we know AJ activated his rematch clause. Frank Sanchez in there coming off that victory over FA. Michael Hunter, Luis Ortiz. Those guys should have fights coming up. I think Michael Hunter might be back on Triller sometime in November. We'll see. Luis Ortiz is rumored to be on Tank's undercard, so we'll see who his opponent would be. So a new entry I just know this recognized is Daniel Dubois. So FA was in there. FA falls out. They put Daniel Dubois in number nine. So that's what's up. Dubois is number one in the WBA. So he looked likely going down that route. But it don't hurt to put him in the WBO just in case. And then you got the guys coming up in the rear. You got Dempsey McKean. He was a sparring partner of Dylan White for Otto Wallen before he pulled out. Philip Herkovic is going down the IBF route. Legit Cabiel, he's been out of the ring for a minute. Really ain't too much to speak on. I heard something about him facing off against Marco Huck for the European title. Tony Yoka will be back December the 17th and back in France. And you got Ali Demariza, who fought FA and lost a tight. Well, it wasn't a tight decision, but he lost a decision to FA on the Pacquiao Thurman undercard. So, um, it's not too much like crazy changes. They only added Dubois, and we can't really argue about Dubois being a top 10 in a sanctioned body. So nothing really crazy. We'll see. I know we got the rematch coming up in the fall, so we'll see. Unscripted versus Yoso in the building. What's good, bro? Salute to you. I mean AJ in the building. I appreciate that super chat, bro. He got them boxing gloves up there. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate your support, man. Thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. All right, so moving to the cruiserweight division. So Coley, he made his mandatory defense against Patrovic in September. So he's free for unification. Um, so I want to see the Breeders fight. I think that fight should be made next. Should be pretty easy to make. You know what I'm saying? Breeders fought last weekend. He got the knockout victory, and so he's free. So hopefully, we can get that unification. That's the best fight in the division. They got Gassiev number one, but Gassiev is a heavyweight, so I'm not sure how that working. And pretty much everything is the same. I see Badu Jack moved up a couple spots from last month, so Badu Jack is officially a cruiserweight. He's gonna return to the ring November 26th. You know what I'm saying, in Dubai, so he'll make his first. This be his first fight at cruiserweight, so I'm interested to see how he look at cruiserweight. He's probably the biggest name in cruiserweight division, like honestly, because a lot of the U.S. fans know who Badu Jack is, and he's actually a European fighter. Richard Rapport at number 13, he comes into the rankings, so that's what's up. And he got a fight coming. He got another fight coming up November the 20th. He just fought. He got a victory after a long layoff, but he got a good fight coming up. He's faced off against a former world title challenger, Daradola. That's gonna be a tough fight. That's gonna be a tough fight, and that could be like a fight of the year type of candidate because both guys. Well, actually, Daradola, like he one of those guys. he either gonna get you or you gonna get him. So we'll see what happens for sure. All right, so moving down to light heavyweight. So Joe Smith Jr. has a mandatory Omar Salamov, but that fight was postponed. Supposed to have been next week. Joe Smith got COVID, so hopefully everything is straight with him. I'm guessing they'll probably be back at the top of the year. You know what I'm saying? January, they're gonna run that. Lyndon Arthur, he's number one in the sanctioned body. He got a rematch with Anthony Yard coming up December the 4th. I'm looking forward to that one. We'll see if Yard can start faster in that fight because Arthur actually beat him with one hand with the jab. So we'll see. And Arthur got one of the best right hands, like underrated right hands in the sport. He got a good right hand, so we'll see. You got Zerlo up in there. I'm not sure what he's gonna do next. Um, Vlasov, he got a fight coming up pretty soon in Russia. But Waxy, hopefully to see but Waxy back at the end of the year. Callum Smith is in there, kind of coming off that crazy knockout victory. Marcus Brown, he's a WC mandatory. He's gonna face off against Brother BF. That's December 17th. And then, a lot of other good guys, like this, the rankings didn't change, Brother Lee, you got Callum Johnson, Anthony the rest. So you guys still got the same names. They may switch up in some of the divisions, but it's still the same name, so nothing crazy. And you won't really find nothing too crazy in the WO rank as far as like movement, you'll see something here and there. So nothing too crazy. All right, so we're moving down. 168. So of course we got Canelo versus Plant coming up for Undisputed. That's like 2 weeks away. We almost there. So that's what's up, man. Can't wait for that one. Zach Parker is a WO mandatory. He got a fight coming up November the 5th, I believe. November the 6th. He's fighting Marcus Morrison, the kid who just fought Eubank back in May. So he's gonna, he's staying busy. He on the same schedule. And like I've been saying, like Canelo, he working with I know PBC trying to sign him after this fight, have him face off against Benavidez and Charlo, which is a good move. But another option, look, don't be surprised if he go back to the zone and fight in the UK and fight Zach Parker in the UK. Like, don't be surprised. That's still an option. There's so many options for Canelo because he's a cash cow. But yeah, these rankings right here, same thing, nothing crazy. It's still the same names, maybe a different order. You got Edgar Berlanga. He still, he won he maintained a title, uh, a WO French title when he won against Caceres on the undercard of Fury versus Wilder. So he's still in there. He's just coming off of bicep surgery. You got former champions. You got Jacobs, Lemieux, Billy Joe Saunders in there. Gabe Rosado, he about to face off against Munguia at 160. Number 13, John Ryder. I think he's going to face off against Bivol coming up at 175. So yeah, nothing too crazy in these rankings. Let me see, 160. LeVar Cooper, I appreciate that, bro. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for all your hard work, L Man, I appreciate that, bro. For real, for real. Thank you so much. Chris M in the building. What's good, bro? Salute. Yeah, I appreciate the love, bro. For real. 160. So you got Demetrius Andre. He's gonna make a title defense. That's November the 19th. He's gonna face off against Jason Quigley, at number 10 ranked contender. That's not a fight I want to see because we know middleweight is down because the champions not fighting each other. So we're gonna get fights like this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it. But you got Javi Munguia number one, but I'm not sure if Javi going to go down this route. Actually, I think number two, Zanabek, he'll be the next guy up. Anytime, big bro. I appreciate that, yo, for real. My man Jaleel the leader in the building. What's good, bro? Salute. So I keep an eye on Zanabek. He said, my man Chris said, I'm saying Haney Diaz all over. Is that the cap or is it fight finalized? I was thinking someone like Lee Selby. I think it's done. I think that fight is done. Haney versus Diaz. I think it's done. Selby, I don't think he even ranked in the WC rankings no more. But we'll see. But yeah, I think that fight done. They should have an announcement pretty soon. But number two, Zanabek, he got a fight coming up on November the 5th on Michaela Mayer undercard. He's facing off against Endom. Um, Zanabek can give these champions a problem. All four of the champions, he can give them a problem because he's a power punching counter puncher, southpaw. Got good feet. He just ran through Rod Brent, gave Rod Brent like he beat him up. You know what I'm saying? So I look out for Zanabek. What's up, Haplotype? Salute to you. And as far as the rest of the ranking, like the rest of the guys, the only one I see, Hugo Centeno, he comes into the rankings. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he got something lined up, but everything else is pretty much the same. Number three, Fakal, he's gonna face off against number nine, Patrice Vanoy for the IBF Eliminator. That's gonna be on Bud Crawford and Sean Porter undercard, November 20th. That's gonna be a pretty decent fight, though. Honestly, I know people haven't heard of Vanoy. Vanoy is tall, rangy. He got a lot of swag in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He got the antics with him. And Fakal is a Olympic silver medalist, southpaw. He's an aggressive style fighter. That should be a pretty good fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like an unexpected type of fight because people don't really follow them like that. But it's a pretty good fight. Moving down to 154. So Castano is the champion, of course. I want to see him running back with Charlo, but I doubt that happened because of these mandatory situations. Um, Charlo got an IBF mandatory due. That's probably next, more than likely. And then Tim Zoo is the mandatory for the WBO, but that won't be called till like February. You know what I'm saying? So Tim Zoo gonna stay active. He's gonna face off against number six, Takashi anyway. That's a fun fight. That's November 17th down in Australia. That's a fun fight. Um, and then you got number two, Kabanov. He's going to face off against number four, Patrick Teixeira. That's December the 11th in Russia. That's another fun fight. You know what I'm saying? Kabanov, he got like a slick style. He don't fight like the upright, Eastern European style. He fights in the shoulder roll, counter punching, catching punches, doing a lot of good stuff like that. Teixeira got a new team. He's with Ismail Salas now, and his he got a new strength and condition coach. Larry Wade, the same guy that worked with Plant and Sean Porter. So that should be an interesting fight, man. Interesting. I like that. Um, Let me see. You got Liam Smith. So Liam Smith just got a good victory over Anthony Fowler. So he's top five. He's still a decent opponent, decent name. Brandon Adams. Oh, okay. So now we got a new entry. We got Erickson Lubin. There's this entrant, the rankings. He wasn't ranked by WO last month, and he's the WBC mandatory. That's interesting because if Charlo if Charlo going to face his mandatory, which makes sense, then Castano, maybe we can get Castano versus Lubin, make it you know, and see that makes sense in a lot of ways because that can eliminate somebody gonna get eliminated because instead of Charlo having to face, he gonna face his IBF mandatory, and then Lubin is due to as well, so it's gonna mess up some things. So Lubin, he gonna be the mandatory right after that, and then if he can take care of the light work, he can take care of that light work. Castano can take care of the Lubin light work, per se. Then you can run it back. That's how I look at it, and it's a reason why they put this guy number 8. You know what I'm saying? Lubin been going down the WBC route for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He only been ranked by the WBC, recently. Maybe he had a rank in the WBA, but nothing too crazy. But he won like two title eliminators in the WBC. So, hey, I'm with that fight. Castano versus Lubin. See, that's the type of shit that I be catching when I come to these rankings because you kind of get a foresight of what type of matchups they're trying to do, how these sanction bodies moving, how these promoters are trying to move these fights and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good consolation prize, honestly. If we can't get the undisputed rematch, the next best thing probably is Castano versus Lubin, and it's within the PBC stable. So yeah, it's something I picked up on. You got some good young fighters though. Number 11, Hamza Shiraz. He's about to fight too. Coming up, he fight on the Frank Warren card. Charles Conwell, another good fighter, young fighter. So yeah, yes sir. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right, all right. Moving on. We're gonna go down to welterweight, see what they got cracking. So, of course, Bud is the world champion. He's gonna face off against Sean Porter. You got Virgil number one. Hopefully he get back this year. I'm not sure how the schedule gonna work. Porter, of course. They still got Mikey number three, and this is updated too. So maybe they, they feel something. I feel like he should either been dropped or out the rankings altogether, losing to Sandor Martin. Michael McKinson, that's a fighter that he's going to give guys trouble. His style is so awkward, and he's just a tough fighter to look good against. He's with Eddie Hearn, the matchroom. You got Boots number five. He's fighting this week. He's like top five and all the sanction bodies now. So he's definitely getting close to a world title shot. Um, David Avanesian, that's another one too. He's like number two or no, hold on. I think he's number two in the WBC now. So or number three, one of them. But they can possibly order because Virgil Ortiz is number one in the WBC. So maybe they can order that fight. But David Avanesian been on a hot streak ever since he got stopped by Mean Machine. Quadratilo is the IBF mandatory. Okay, here go a new one. Stanley is coming in number eight. So that's another one. So it's interesting they putting him right there. The WBA ordered him to face Ugas. You know what I'm saying? And that little box off. And then you got James versus Butev. That's the other half. That's next week. But it kind of makes sense because Stanley and Bud, they both they got affiliation with Daniel Kinahan, MTK. MTK is the one who putting the money behind Pro Bellum. So it makes sense in a way for if something happened with if the WBA or PBC if they can make it so that old guys can fight Spence, that's another opponent that Bud can have. Now I'm not sure if that's gonna go through, but the way I just have to speculate because they put Stanley Owens at number eight, and he haven't been ranked by them for like the last 6 months, I believe. So, but he pops in at number eight. That's a good ranking to have. Not being ranked. Same thing they just did with Lubin. So maybe they positioning and trying to see if they can get some work off some step aside agreements and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? That's interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Real interesting. He said, yeah, they still got I don't know if that's a typo or they just believe in him that much. But yeah, he should drop or be out the rankings for sure. And then you got some decent guys in this ranking. Cassius Clay, I'm waiting for him. I don't know. I like to see Cassius Clay versus Rashidi Ellis. I mean, damn, these guys haven't fought in over a year. Boca Chica, number 14. I thought he lost his last fight against Shinar Bunch, but he's still hanging on. All right, moving to 140. With Josh Taylor and Jack Calleron, that fight got postponed off of the December date. It's going to move to February 26th. So, you know, I wanted to see Josh Taylor in the ring, but late this year, get that out the way. But hey, it got postponed. Stuff happened in boxing. Um, so you got some good names. The 140 is sneaky good. You know what I'm saying? Barbosa, he's with top rank, good fighter. Lynn Paro, he a southpaw from Australia. He was the one that was sparring. Damn, he was sparring my man Shakur Stevenson, and he's sparring Devin Haney now to get Devin Haney ready for JoJo. And he's a good boxer, you know what I'm saying? Jose Pedraza, he's trying to come back on December 11th on the Lomachenko Comey undercard. So bring like a Puerto Rican flavor, you know what I'm saying? Jose Zepeda, he's fighting next week against Josue. That's a good fight. That's a good crossroads fight. If Zepeda's still not right from that Baranchik fight, this is a fight that Josue can win. I'll box him. Jose Ramirez, I don't know when he coming back. I heard December, maybe January now. You know what I'm saying? Hometown fight. Regis is still right there, looking for a fight. I seen he went back and forth with Tyrone McKenna. That makes sense too. Regis is signed with Pro Bellum. You know what I'm saying? That's MTK affiliate. You know what I'm saying? Tyrone McKenna is with MTK. Easy fight to make. You feel me? Easy fight to make. And Regis wouldn't mind going to UK to having that fight or Dubai. If y'all see any fights in Dubai, 9 times out of 10, it's an MTK event. You know what I'm saying? So you can put those together. But yeah, the names is pretty much the same. I seen Sando Martin. He was number 13 last month. Now he's number 11. So yeah, of course, this was the update. But Sando Martin put on a nice performance, man. Props to him. He should get a good a payday. He should get a good fight coming up. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Regis. That's a good fight. Sando Martin, I believe. No, I don't know if he's with MTK. No, he's with Matchroom. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, 140 is a sneaky good division. Sneaky good. Okay, moving to 135. So Teofimo and Cambosos finally got a fight date. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna happen this time. November 27th, you know what I'm saying, from the MSG, you know what I'm saying, the Hulu theater. So yeah, man, let's get this out the way. The soap opera been going on way too long. You got Lomachenko. So he's right there, number one. Bramachet, he just fought a bare knuckle fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what his plans are, but he's a pretty good southpaw boxer. He was a teammate of Lomachenko and Usyk in the 2012 Olympic Games, so he definitely got skills. Comey versus Lomachenko coming up. Um, there's other notable names like Manuel Tego, Angel Ferreira. He had the upset victory over Alberto Machado on Ring City. He may have some coming. Pitbull Cruz, he's still a decent contender. Cully is the young guy from the UK, well from Ireland. He's like 6'2". He had a nice knockout this year too. You got Francisco Patera just came into the rankings. You got Williams Zepeda, good fighter. Michelle Rivera is fighting next week on Showtime on that James Butative undercard. So that's what's up. And I think Lee Selby fell out these ranks. He was in the rankings last month, so I'm not sure, man. I know we talked about Lee Selby earlier, but yeah, yes, sir. I like Michelle Rivera. He's a good fighter. He said, "Man, I hope they actually keep the date this time. I think Cambosis, yeah, I think Cambosis can possibly pull off the upset. It's a good style matchup for both guys. Um, Cambosis come to fight though. He gonna come to fight. What Cambosis have problems with is guys that move on him. If you go back and watch the Lee Selby fight, Lee Selby was boxing. I thought Lee Selby actually won that fight, and then Mickey Bay was boxing him too. He was having some trouble until like he dropped him in the 10th round, which sealed the victory for him. But yeah, I like that fight. He said Cambosa's getting sparred. I like To, but I like To in 6 rounds, 5 or 6 rounds. But I think it'll be a fun fight because I think my man gonna come to fight. All right, move it down to 130. So yeah, they update this right here, but we all know what it is. So Shakur Stevenson, and he beat Jamel Herring, dominated fashion. I mean, that was a good performance. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically, you can argue that he's the number one guy in the division based on that. But I still want to see him versus Oscar Valdez. I think that fight should happen, like no doubt. Um, you got Yakovov. He's from Russia, where he fights out of Russia. He trained with Freddie Roach. He got a high rank in the WBC too, so he might go down that route. Archie Sharp fighting next week, coming up on Friday. MTK card. He been calling out all these guys too, but he ain't ready. But he might get an opportunity. Abraham Nova, he fights with top ranked Lamont Roach. That's a good fight. Nova versus Lamont Roach. I would like to see that. That'd be some, you know what I'm saying? Albert Bell's supposed to fight last weekend, but his opponent came in like 16 pounds overweight. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a tough out for anybody. Let me see who got something coming. Number 11, Luis Alberto Lopez. He's actually moving down to 126, and he's going to face uh, Isaac Lowe for the IBF final eliminator for Kid Galahad. That's December the 3rd. That's an MTK card. Pro Bellum, MTK. No, MTK won that. MTK won that. Um, Let me see. Xavier Martinez, number 13. I expect him to get on the Tank Rolly undercard because he's a Mayweather promotion fighter. They should be able to find him a slot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe against he may face somebody like Gamboa or something like that. You never know. You never know. When I saw Heron just waiting that pressure in the first round, I'm like, yeah, this fight over. Yeah, yeah. And then he tried to catch his rhythm. He was doing all that herky jerk movement, and Shakur was just staying solid. And he was pushing him back. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but he tried to outbox Shakur. That was crazy. But speaking on the landscape of 130 real quick. So Tank he gave up that 130 belt. So actually Roger Gutierrez is the champion because they consolidated, but he's going to face off against his mandatory Christopher Colbert, and that would then they'll have one champion. So that's the landscape. That's part of it right there. The IBF is vacant. It's supposed to have been Ogawa versus Rakhimov. Rakhimov got an injury, so now it's Ogawa versus Fuzeli, the South African kid who fought on Haney's undercard in May. He had a good knockout victory. That's a good fight, Ogawa versus Fuzeli. Now I'm not sure when that fight gonna happen. Um, so I don't know. And then Rachmanov, after that, Rachmanov might be able to get his position back because he injured. So the IBF might be out of the loop for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That might be the belt that might be out of the loop if these guys try and get undisputed. That might be the last one. So, and I can't see Shakur or any other champion trying to fight for the vacant IBF because those guys that's mandatory and number two, they fought elimination bouts. So you know what I'm saying? They're not I doubt if they're gonna be allowed to, allow a champion to jump over them. That's just how shit work. You know what I'm saying? So that's out the question. So if y'all hear everybody talking about the IBF, maybe be in the cards for one of these champions for to fight for a vacant IBF, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for it. So and then the WBC, you got Oscar Valdez. He just had a defense that wasn't his mandatory. So I'm not sure if he should have a mandatory coming up. In all honesty, but he fought Burchett when he was a mandatory, so he probably have another year. So it makes sense for this fight to happen. There should be no reason why this fight should happen. Oscar Valdez just signed a new five fight contract with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Had a little title defense. He tested positive. You can tell they want him to win because they didn't strip him, they didn't suspend him, they didn't do nothing, and they still allow him to fight. Now, are they going to risk that against Shakur? I mean, what's that going to say about Shakur? You know, since that's put on a great performance, you don't want to give me the other top guy. So I'm not sure about how unification is going to work in this division if it's not Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. Because, like I said, IBF is going to, I wouldn't even count the IBF right now. And then the WBA, like, I mean, I got hope because PBC and Top Rank PBC and Top Rank they've been able to work together, putting together fights without going to purse bid, big fights. But I would think it would be more suitable if Roger Gutierrez win because he's with Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? That'd be an easier fight to make. If Chris Colbert win to fight Shakur, I think that might be a harder fight to make. You know what I'm saying? Just given the circumstances, but that'd be a fight that I'd love to see. I think that's a big time fight. I think both guys can push each other with their talent because both guys got skills. You know what I'm saying? Fundamentally sound. One guy is more kind of focused, and I didn't say focused, but he more so straightforward. He don't be doing all the antics. That's Shakur. And then you got Chris Colbert who got the antics. He can fight in the inside. He'll play around with you, but he won't be able to do that against Shakur. So it makes it a good matchup because you got two young, fast, talented, skilled fighters, and they know each other too. They fought each other in the amateurs and stuff like that. So that's a good fight. If Shakur can't get Valdez, that's the fight he should be pushing for too. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But the landscape is pretty decent. Pretty decent. He said I've been wanting to see Stevenson versus Colbert instead. I feel both beefs. Yeah, me too. My homeboy Ali, he be saying that shit. That's one of his best fights right there. Stevenson versus Colbert. What's good? Actual facts. What's good, bro? Salute to you, man. Good morning to you. Salute. I picked Vasily to stop Stephen Ward when he did, but Ward injury certainly didn't help. Yeah, Vasily nice. He can punch a little bit. I'd rather see Navarrete. That's another good one too. That's another good one. We'll see. I think yeah, that's a good one. I like to see that fight too. And Navarrete can activate his his championship, clause and moving up and be number one. Yeah, I'm with that fight too. Are they going to put Cassio in front of Shakur? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I can see Cassio come back against Burchett though. I can see that. He said Valdez would vacate the title. Damn, that'd be crazy if he did that. they'll make yeah, yeah. I can see that. They can. I see them making that first. But to me, it don't make sense right now. Maybe Navarrete can face the winner. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's just crazy. All right, moving to 126. So now, speaking of Navarrete, he had a fun performance last weekend over Joet. You know what I'm saying? Joet came with it. You know what I'm saying? But Navarrete was just too much for him. Got the victory. So like you guys talking about in the chat, maybe he move up to 130. Maybe he defend. I want to see Navarrete versus Kid Galahad though. You know what I'm saying? Like to unify. That'd be a good fight. Um, Same thing with the landscape at 126. Leo, like this dude been holding on to the super title forever. They're gonna get him a voluntary, and then he's gonna get the winner between Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. That probably be like St. Patrick's Day in March. So that's gonna stall. You know what I'm saying? That's a long ass time. And then what else they got? Um the WBC. Who the WBC? Oh, shit, Gary Russell. He got the mandatory. He got a mandatory versus Mark Marcelo, who Mark Marcelo #1 right here. So I don't know, man. It's I say fight Kid Galahad before they can make a deal. That should be a pretty easy fight to make too. But we'll see. But like I said, Mark Marcelo #1, Mazovsky #2 from the Ukraine. He a good boxer though. Isaac Dalby got a good fight coming up against Christopher Diaz. Christopher Diaz just came into the new rankings. They're gonna fight on Bud and Porter undercard. That's a good fight. That's a good crossroads fight. Both guys, lost to Navarrete and Diaz lost to Shakur too. So that's a good fight, man. And both guys gonna come to fight. Joette's still in there. I think Joette, he gotta go home and rest, but I think he can do some things. Maybe he might have to move up. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But Joel would beat most of the guys other than the champions. You know what I'm saying? And he'll give the champions a good run for their money. But when you do that, you're gonna start off, you're gonna mess around and be like an opponent. You feel me? But I think he beat most of these guys in these rankings. Let me see. Well, BC Ramirez comes in #14, so that's another option. You know what I'm saying for Navarrete. He just beat Orlando Gonzalez on the Fury Wilder undercard. So maybe they was building him up. Maybe one more fight. I see Josh Warrington came into the new rankings. So that's another good name for Navarrete. Like these guys were working good as promoters with as far as if you look at Matchroom and Top Rank. So that's a good fight. Like Josh Warrington versus Navarrete is a good fight. Now it's not what the fans wanted because we wanted those guys to fight as champions. You feel me? But now it's still a good fight style wise. It's still a good fight. But I think that might be the that must might be the end for Josh Warrington though. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But he just came into the new ranking. So like I said, like when I talked about Lubin and Stanley Jonas, it's the reason why they come into the ranking. So they maneuvering doing shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pitufo. Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. I like Chris Diaz. He can box, but he took a lot of punishment against Navarrete. All right, 122. So we got a big fight coming up next month. Fulton versus Figueroa. That's a big fight. Unification. Dane Ramon is #1. He a good fighter, former unified champion. Castro, good fighter. Thomas Patrick Ward got a fight coming up in November. You know what I'm saying? How much you feel Dalby got left? I think he got a little bit left. I mean, he was doing well in his last fight against Blue Nose Lopez. Then Blue Nose started to switch it up and started to box a little more. I think he got a little bit more left. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that matchup with him and Navarrete though. I think any weight that could be a bad matchup. But I think he got a little bit. I like his new coaching team. He's with Barry Hunter, so I think that was good for him. He needed that. But yeah, 122 is a hot division. Let me see. What can I notice? Okay, Louis Neri just came into the new rankings at WBO, so maybe he got a fight coming up. My man said it the other day. Andre, he was up in the chat. He said maybe Luis Neri versus Angelo Leo. That's a good fight. Put that on the tank undercard. Leo is a Mayweather promotion fighter. Neri is a Mexican fighter. They fight in LA. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Makes sense to me. And that was a good drop by my guy. You got Zach, number 8. He was ordered to face off against Rais Salim for the WA mandatory. Now that's interesting because Rais Salim, my bad, Rais Salim, he gonna fight Eduardo Baez coming up on the Fulton Figueroa undercard. And they trying to tell him they gotta make the fight with Crazy Eight Zach before November the 5th. And if he don't fight him, he gonna lose his number one position in the WBA. That's kind of crazy, but that's a good fight though. Zach versus Aleem. But we'll see if Aleem keep that date, November 27th, or will he, go into another fight? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can still fight and they don't sanction the fight with Baez. Baez not ranked by WA, but he's number 12 in WO. So we'll see, man. That shit kind of weird. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like this, if the guy want to fight, he got a date. Let him fight. If he lose, he out. If he don't lose, just negotiate the fight with Azak. Keep him active. But I don't know. He said Neri versus Cesar Juarez. That might be a good comeback fight for him. Cesar Juarez just won a good fight too. So we'll see. All right, moving down to 118. So John Ray Casamero, he's fighting Paul Butler. That's December the 11th in Dubai. That's a Pro Bellum card, MTK. So yeah, I think Casamero should win that fight, but it should be pretty decent fight. Rashid Warren, number 2, he just moved up. And most of these guys, they got notable names, the same names, but nothing really, nobody came into the rankings too crazy. I see Saul Sanchez moved up to number 10 after that knockout victory over O'Quinn on Showbox. So that's what's up. The names stay the same. I like Jason Maloney. He got an IBF eliminator versus Lee McGregor coming up. Lee McGregor is in the rankings too, number 12. That's a good fight. They got a purse bid coming up. Yes, sir. Cash for Root up in there. So yeah, yeah. I like 118. 118 is a good session body too. I mean a good rankings too. 115, Kazaoka is the champion. I know Sword Ramasai number 1, but I don't think they fighting. I don't think they was fighting. Maybe he can run it back with Daniel Nietes. Daniel Nietes is signed with Pro Bellum too. Um, yeah, ain't nothing really changed either. Andrew Maloney come in the rankings. This is Maloney that lost to Franco. They had the trilogy with Franco, so I can see that fight, Kazaoka versus Andrew Maloney. That's a pretty good defense right there. You know what I'm saying? And Aoka just made a title. He just made a mandatory his last fight September 1st. So yeah, I can see Maloney getting that fight. 112, Junto Nakatani coming off a mandatory defense over Angel Acosta where he stopped him like in the 4th round. So he's free to unify. Um, you got 4 champions, but those guys got mandatory. All 3 of those guys got mandatories coming up. So maybe Junto Nakatani can make another defense and then face the one of these champions. But I mean, you got some good fighters in this division, especially champions. Like they need to unify for sure. He said the fake Nakatani. He looked real to me. Yeah, I feel you though. But he looked good in his last fight though, for sure. And then we got these smaller weights. So I see Bam. Bam is number 1 right now. So Bam may get that Jonathan Gonzalez fight. Jonathan Gonzalez just won the title versus Soto. Soto dropped to number 4. But yeah, man, hey, Bam get that fight, that'd be crazy, bro. That'd be crazy. What happened to McGregor versus Cash Farouk? That was for the they put the European that supposed to been for the European title. They ordered that and it's supposed to have been done, but Lee McGregor decided to take the IBF eliminator. That's all it was. It was done basically for the top of next year, but Lee McGregor was like, "Nah, I want to try to get the world title." So that's what's up. Yeah, that's a good undercard. Yeah, that's what they should do. If the main event gonna be trash, you gotta build up the undercard. Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't have a trash main event and then trash undercard. That undercard is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like that. All world title fight. So yeah. All right. So At 108, they got some good champions. You know what I'm saying? They definitely need unification. Same with 105. Um, WBA has a tournament at 105, and the winner's going to face off against CP Freshmart, who's a super champion. And you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see these guys unify, especially at 108. You know what I'm saying? And when Bam get that title, it's gonna be a problem. I think Bam can beat all the champions. Actually, I think Bam I think he can be undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the matchup and stuff like that, because he's gonna be good, yo. Like he's gonna be a star. He can bring some light to the young. I mean to the smaller weights. Can Mary McGee upset Chantel Cameron? I think she can. You know, the only thing concerned me about that fight is Mary McGee is coming off a knee injury. Her fight was postponed in August, and she didn't have surgery, but she had an injury. So that's gonna be a problem if it's still in effect. Chantel Cameron is like basic. She basic, but she real good. She's solid. She got a good jab. She's throwing combination, and she like to push the action. She's a, you know what I'm saying. She come to fight. Mary McGee can crack though, so it's one of those things where if Chantel Cameron defense not tight, she can get hit with some crazy stuff. And I think Mary McGee is the bigger fighter. But yeah, I think she can win the fight. Yeah, she can win the fight, but long as the knee is straight and she got to tighten up her defense, she get hit a lot too. But she just got a lot of dog in her, and she got a lot of determination. So she gonna be in the fight, and she experienced, so she can win the fight. She can win the fight. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough though. Chantel Cameron is nice, but she can definitely win for sure. I'm looking forward to that fight too. I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, man, those are rankings, man. So the WO, like, really nothing crazy really changed, and if they do, they're doing one here and there. And the guys that came into the new rankings, like Lubin at 54, Dubois at heavyweight, Stanionis at welterweight, like guys like that, like those are top 10 guys, really. So they came in like number 9 and number 8. So what I'm saying, it ain't no really big argument for me. Um, so we'll see. And it tells you that maybe they working on something. So we could see, like at 54, we could see Castano versus Lubin. That's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? He said Chantel got that Brandon Rio defense, no cap. I mean, yeah. I like she good at the distance though. Like I think when she fight inside, she get touched a lot, but when she keep it at the range, she good at that. So we'll see. They main event. That's a big time spot. And then Stanley Owens at 147. He comes in number 8. So it's interesting, man, to see what they trying to do, will and deal, and trying to make, because I know they want to make bigger fights and stuff like that. That's cool. But these guys got obligations and stuff. They work their way up the sanctioned body, and whether you like it or not, they in position. So it is what it is. But yeah, I want to salute everybody come through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't. For those listening to the playback, feel free to drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. And that's my time, and I'm out.